thank you for your taking time to talk with me. And it is a great honor for me to see ambassador of a new generation, because you're my youngest Garian. So could you tell about your story, about your country, where you're from?
I'm from the United States. I'm in New York City. And a little bit about my story is when my grandmother died from melanoma. So a lot of my life has been devoted to spreading melanoma awareness. And it actually started, my journey in melanoma activism started when I was around 5 and I started caring about what I was wearing, and I was focusing more. My mom has always been very protective of the sun and always has enforced that on us because she lost her mother to melanoma. So it started actually with swim shirts, where she would always make us wear a bunch of sunscreen. But the swim shirt was what would always bother me, because I would get a brand new bathing suit and then I wouldn't be allowed to show it. And it actually started when, so I'd always try to figure out things to do so that you could still see my bathing suit. I would like put it over my head so that it would cover my shoulders and my back and still see it, but it would still protect myself. And then from doing that for so many years, when I was around 9 years old, I actually entered a competition with this clothing company called Kidbox. And they raised a question: how would you use fashion to change the world? And what I immediately thought of was using fashion to help spread melanoma awareness. And I really do think that those things, that fashion is really important, especially with spreading melanoma awareness to teens and younger children, because people care so much currently in this day, especially like how they look and what they're wearing and what they do. So making melanoma awareness more fun and young, and I feel like is very important. So I entered this contest with Kidbox about making a swim shrug and spreading more melanoma awareness to children and teens. And I got accepted onto their kids board of directors, and I was with them for 2 years. And they had a contest where you would pitch an idea, and I made a business proposal for an organization where I spread melanoma awareness, and I do events going to children and teens and explaining to them the dangers of melanoma and how, even though it's the most deadly skin cancer, it's the most preventable, and talking about ways that they can prevent themselves from the sun. So through that, not only was I able to give I went to public schools. I started at PS 112. It's a public school in New York City. And I was able to provide the kids not only with $10,000 worth of sun protective clothing, but I was also able to partner with the Children's Melanoma Prevention Foundation and educate them on the dangers of melanoma. So they were able to then also receive swim shirts and sunscreen and sunglasses. And through that, that really started my experience with melanoma activism. And that was what showed me it is possible. And even though I'm young and it's very difficult, I can do it. So I created my own organization called Rays Awareness. I have an Instagram, rays.awareness, and other forms of social media. And through that, I've continued to partner with many organizations. I've partnered with SkinView, a nonprofit organization also devoted to spreading melanoma awareness. And I've partnered with a lot of other companies that have helped me run events. And I am continuing today to run more melanoma awareness events, especially now that things with COVID are getting better. I'm going back to more in-person events. So it's been a really crazy journey, but I'm very happy that actually we spread really melanoma awareness to hundreds of teens.
Yes, so it's a great job. It's a really great job. Is melanoma a popular diagnosis in children in New York? You know, it's
yeah, they don't tell you anything, even as a child, as a teen. Even if you go to the dermatologist, they don't mention skin cancer. They don't mention wear sunscreen. And I've grown up my whole life. I've realized the lack of engagement and awareness because my mom has always
Mm.
been the person saying, wear sunscreen, do this. And we would go to doctor's appointments and my mom would be like, can you tell them that it's important? Like she would have to ask for them to tell us about skin cancer. And I would always wonder how someone would know if it's not told enough, especially like with tanning. Like tanning is so dangerous and tanning beds, they cause skin cancer for so many teens, and teens just don't really know. They don't know that it's bad for you. They don't know that it's dangerous. So that's why what I'm doing, I think, is so important about spreading awareness and telling kids. Most kids don't even know, at some events I've had, most kids don't even know what skin cancer is. And then I say melanoma, they're like, what's that? So I think it's really important to educate kids and teens.
Did you notice a change in your friends regarding sun protection when you start your fund?
I actually did, even with especially with my close friends. I had an event teaching them about the dangers, not it was over 50 teens, and some of my friends joined. And since then, they're always like, look at my sunscreen, like, look, Sylvie. And it's like such a big part of their lives now. And like, I've had people that I don't even know, reach out to me months after events saying, I just want you to know that this changed my life. Like, I use sunscreen every day. I really make sure that I'm doing everything. I check myself for moles. I do everything that I can. I just want you to know that this is all because of you. And I see how life-changing it is. And I'm just so grateful to have that opportunity to give that to people.
Yes, it's fantastic, really. What advice would you give your generation or any people of all the world?
I would definitely say care less about how you look in the moment or what you're doing, and really think about how important it is to especially protect yourself from the sun. In this case, it's really is life-changing, and it is so easily preventable. Just putting on sunscreen can reduce your chances of getting melanoma by 50%. Just there's many things you can do that are so easy, and it's just so important. And also just about having teens not only help protect themselves, but also continue to spread awareness in their communities, with their friends, with their adults and their peers. I would say, to really make sure that you are doing everything possible to keep yourself safe and healthy. And I think that's really important, especially for my generation, to make sure that they understand the dangers, and then to make sure that they know that it is easily preventable and there are many things that they can do and they have in their power. So I think that would be.
Did you see any social advertising in the street on your city? Maybe billboards, you need to use sunscreen, you don't need to get a tan, maybe this.
I really never did. It's not really prominent anywhere. I haven't really seen it in cities. I haven't even seen it in doctors' offices. There's so many places, there's so many ways that they could spread awareness. And I feel like there's really is a lack of that education.
Okay, I want to tell you thank you for your great job, for that you are so brave, and I wish you develop your fund, and that you have people who will support you and support your mission.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this interview. I love your organization. It's so amazing.
Really?
I'm very happy that you guys are also working on spreading awareness and helping people learn when they need to see a doctor and many other